last thing I created was December, as because of this situation, and studio theater closed again. So in December, I was a choreographer for one of the TV show. For one of the contestants was like a kind of a competition, like they compare to each other, like singing and dancing. So that was the last kind of a creation project that I did, or I would say the last kind of a job that I did, which is it's actually on Boxing Day. And then coming up, actually the next 2 weeks, I'm shooting a dance video again, but just kind of a duet. I'll be also dancing and choreographing for actually was just kind of a creative project. Wasn't really for anything, like not really selling or anything, but we just pick a song that we really like and we really want to do a simple kind of a duet. Yeah, that's kind of a coming up thing. I do agree what you're saying. When I'm listening to you, actually, like it made me think, because during this lockdown, during this time of period, like I guess not just myself, but a lot of people, we have so much more time. Like like we have more break in between. So I guess there's more time to think about, like especially in the entertainment scene or performing arts scene, or even like what you say, the big production size of it. And I actually do agree what you're saying, that the less is more. Like because when, like actually this time, because so much time thinking, I'm actually slowly start thinking, like when did I start dancing? Like when did I have this passion, and why do I start it? Like why would I do that? I guess we get so overwhelming the whole time. Like when it's a normal time or period, we just do production after production, and we do like show after show, like things after things, right? Like same as you, like just keep kind of rolling. And I think this time, because we have time to kind of like wind down, I'll put it that way. And I feel like it made me think, oh, like why I started, like, and that make me actually have time to digest things that I've done on the last maybe like 5-6 years or even 10 years, to look back what I've done, because we probably never really look back. We just keep like running forward. So I actually feel what you say, because I have the same kind of feeling on during this time of period, thinking of myself, what's next? Like when I do something next, what should I do, and what kind of stuff that I should create? What's my core? Like what's my core of idea or concept?
I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak.
I'm like musical theater trained. Like everything started because I was in love with musical. Like I like the way people are dancing, singing, acting all at the same time. And everything that you just mentioned, I always watched it, like even during school or after, even now, it's because it's so impressive, because there's no, back then the technology with the camera, with everything they do, they were pure talent. Like they were pure talent that nobody, I I mean, I shouldn't say that, but I haven't seen anyone really can replace them or being that same level. I mean, they're impressive. So I always watch them. I always watch them because they so inspire me. Because I was thinking, they're human too. I'm human too. I'm like, how? Like how you can do this whole scene from one room dancing into on the street singing, then jump into the garden acting, and then back to the room, all in one take. So like I absolutely like definitely respect their talent a lot. I feel people are not taking time step by step, to gain and increase their talent or their creative library, whatever they do. I think I won't say that's for, I won't say it's everyone, but I think because the technology does help to fake it on some part. Like for example, if you know, I just give a sample like La La Land, right? You know, if Emma Stone and Ryan Scotland, they're not musical theater actor and actress, right? But you know, like of course they work really hard. I definitely give them, you know, a credit, work so hard on it. And I watch all of the behind the scene work with the choreographer and all that. But at the same time, the technology, which is like what you say, the camera helped them a lot to make them look better than what actually is, right? So, you know, like for me, I think if you ask why there's no second Michael Jackson, is because people haven't putting enough time to train and to be by themselves, to be creating something unique and iconic for themselves. Because everybody just keep just watching everybody else and just kind of like looking what everybody doing rather than create their own. I think that's really it, the reason. And the technology of course has helped to make everything look more prettier, make everything look nicer, you know, like it, the raw, you know, like the rawness of like creativity, or even like the way people perform like in these scenes, like it's kind of, it took a lot away, you know, because everything can help. Like now, like even makeup, or like, you know, like like the camera work, or even like now people putting filter on everything, you know, like social media, you know, like I think all this does really help us to, you know, become better. But at the same time, it took away the person itself, what they can actually show here. I mean, that's how I look at it. You know, I will be very honest talking, but of course, this is not everybody. I'm sure someone, or more than someone, that still training really hard. You know, doesn't matter what they do, they really, you know, like fighting for it. They train maybe 8 hours, 10 hours a day. I don't know, but I'm sure there's people out there doing that as well. I think this idea is really cool, just because, well, first of all, I was a fan on all these, everything that you were mentioning. Second is, you're right, because I actually haven't really seen anyone done it since then. Like, no, I mean, the idea that you had now, I mean, I watch a lot of content, but I haven't really seen anyone making a black and white and contribute of all this legend. Maybe people repeat doing that song, like, or like doing a cover, but in a modern way, but no one making it like the black and white kind of, you know, like kind of doing it like in that style. Second is, do I have the talent? I would say, you know what, I will put myself, I'll be more humble. I think 50-50, because I actually think I would really love to do that. And if I really going to do that, I'm going to train myself every day and make that happen. So that's the 50 that I, you know, put it to the side, you know, but the other 50 is I train in this style. So I think I will be okay enough. I'll put it that way. Because if you ask me, do I have the talent? That's kind of a tough question for me, because you know, I don't want to say, you know, I can just do it. You know, like of course, I think I will have my passion. I would do it with my passion. I'll put it that way. So yeah, I think it's a cool idea. Because sometimes we are too focusing making one thing, like doesn't matter music or dance or anything. I think we too focusing, but we forgot about like the audience watching what you create, you know, like I think, yeah, I think that's it. Sometimes I agree, sometimes we so like just look so close to one thing because we try to make it good and make it impactful however we want to make it, or powerful or anything. But sometimes we look so close, we didn't pull ourselves back to overlook, or to be more like what you say, interact with the audience. You know, like sometimes I'll put this as a sample. Sometime I saw some choreographer, they will, you know, make the piece very, I call it like very packed with the movement. So it's like a lot of movement going on. But then the dancers or the performer itself kind of just keep doing the step, I call it. But it lack of the interaction with the audience. Doesn't matter it's a music video or a content or a live show. So yeah, I think that would be my sample. Sometime we have to pull back to look at the audience actually watching. So yeah, I think so. That is actually a really good idea, to be honest. It probably take a lot of time to think how to execute through dance or through movement. But murder mystery through dance, that's cool. I'm gonna remember that this one because this is a good idea. When I was doing my contract in the state, like a dance contract, I think we play a lot murder mystery, but like like the old school one, just very old school one. Everyone have a character, and then we and then we will attend to the table, kind of making like the dining, like the event. But yeah, I never thought that become to turn it to dance. That again, I think I will think about it, but I won't steal your idea, but I'll keep it here because it's a good idea. Actually, I don't know what I would do, but I think first thing I will think of is I will wish that the anyone that doing performing art or entertainment training or anything, I think education for me is important because people are lack of education on like dance, music, movie, like all kind of performing art. I think people lack of that. That the reason I say that is because, for example, you will really understand how things work. You will understand that take time. You if I write a song or even choreograph a dance, it's not like one day. It's not a one-day job. But for a lot of people, like in Hong Kong, if you ask me this question, is they don't see how much work that we put behind. I think that's like they're like, oh yeah, you guys just do like one rehearsal and this all done. I'm like, no, this take longer than what you think. Like it's not as easy. Like maybe you saw you saw the 10-second ad or like a 20-second content and you're like, oh, this is fabulous, this is so easy. But that took many years of training, first of all, to become a pro, many years of keeping up, maintaining what you have, and also keeping up with the trend, with the creativity for now, because it's contemporary, like we have to stay now. Of course, we always look back and, like to look at what inspires us and do that. But, like, yeah, anyway, so people like for me, I think education, if you ask that question, otherwise, actually, I don't know yet, but that's a pretty big title. So I don't know what I would do. But again, I'll keep this in my pocket and then and then I'll come up with some answer when I see you next. I'll tell you more what my thought is.